Hey everybody, how's it going? Currently, there is a flashback event featuring the Aston Martin Valkyrie. It is a car that I managed to win without spending any gold uh, from that very event when it originally ran last year. I'll have the link to that video or playlist in the description box below. But this video is not about that. This video is about the exclusive series this car is featured in. So let's have a look. So, of course, as always, if you want to unlock the exclusive series, you have to fully upgrade this car. And the car's cost itself is 1150 gold. So it's one of those more pricier cars, right? Over 1,000 gold. So that's why it's important to win it for free if you can. So because that's not even where the real cost is gonna come from. The real cost comes from fully upgrading this car. So without any discount, it will cost you 1,865 gold to fully upgrade this car. So, and then, racing dollars, 3.5 million. But, you know, if you have to keep track of racing dollar bank in your account, then you probably need to race more before you tackle this one. So, with that being said, if you're aspiring to fully upgrade this car, maybe this video will give you some overview on what you can expect from it. So, Aston Martin Valkyrie, first ever hypercar brings, or I guess it's Aston Martin's first ever hypercar brings top level track performance to the streets. I believe it is the fastest street car at least in the game. Anyway, 20 tier exclusive series totaling 51 trophy events and 3 time trials, as you can see here. And the total rewards include 250 gold. So first 25% gets you the 25 gold. The 50% completion gets you 50 gold. So it basically goes with whatever percentage, right? 75% completion gets you 75 gold, and 100% gets you additional 100 gold. So, yeah, I mean, 250 gold payout, I suppose, isn't bad, but the entry cost is, like 1800 plus gold. So, that is for a lot of players, I feel like that is pretty prohibitively expensive. But yeah, well, there you go. Save up, right? And then Racing Dollar pays out 500,000 Racing Dollar total as rewards. So let's see. Breakdown, right? The car is, by the way, featured in a bonus series as well, Flight of the Valkyrie, which you can find in under Legend section. So there's a separate video for that, and my playthrough of that series, at least partially, is already posted. So you can find a link to that playthrough series in the description box below as well. But once again, let's get back to the topic at hand. All right, so first 25% completion in this series will require completion of 14 events. So that could be 13 gold trophies and 1 time trial, 10 gold trophies and 3 time trials, or really whichever combination you decide to go with is all good. 50% completion requires 27 events complete, and the 75% completion requires total of 42 events complete. And then of course 100% complete is pretty straightforward. You have to do all 54 events, 51 trophy events, and 3 time trials. All right, so now the breakdown of the type of events that we got here. So this series is very heavy on speed snaps, and autocrosses. So there are 7 autocrosses and 8 speed snaps. So perhaps that's kind of nice because those are quicker events that you can, get through and accumulate your winnings quickly. You know what I mean? So, like just by completing the autocrosses and speed snaps, you've done 15 events, which means that's more than 25% complete. Win 25 gold and 50,000 racing dollars. So that's kind of neat. There are 4 drag races and 4 endurance races. It's very low on the single lap events like head to head, hunter, and speed records. There are 2 of each: 2 head to head, 2 hunter, 2 speed records, and of course there are 3 time trials, and let's see, 4 endurance races and 5 eliminations. And then of course every tier, the 17 tiers that does not have the time trial, all have a cup race, right? So well, let's I guess we'll go through the autocrosses first. We'll just go down event types in perhaps alphabetic order, except we'll put the cup events details at the end. All right, so the first autocross you will find in Tier 2. This one takes place at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit. And then next instance you're gonna see autocross is in Tier 4. This one takes place at Silverstone International Circuit. And then the third iteration in Tier 7 takes place at the Brickyard Road Course. And then the next one, find it in Tier 9 at Spa. And next one, what is that? The 5th one is going to be in Tier 12. As you can see, Suzuka Grand Prix. And then the next instance is going to be in Tier 14, taking place at Melbourne. And then finally, last autocross you find is in Tier 18, taking place at Daytona. So let's see. Red Bull Ring, medium length, not terribly long. Silverstone International, also kind of medium length. I don't think it's terribly short nor terribly long. Meaning somewhere around like 30-second. With this car, maybe somewhere between mid-20s to 30-second range is what I'm expecting. And then the Brickyard is generally takes a little bit longer, like the Daytona and Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Both of those American tracks do have longer autocrosses. So with the Aston Martin Valkyrie, I am anticipating like 40 plus, somewhere between 40 and 50-second runs for those. And then Tier 9, what do we have? Spa is pretty short one. Let's see. Yeah, it's all about the Lecombe and Brussels, that whole complex, right? At least it always seems that always feels fairly short run. But anyway, and then Suzuka Autocross at Grand Prix. I want to say it's lengthier, but yeah, because it goes through kind of the oh gosh, you have to get through the hairpin right after the bridge, but you start a bit further, like tail end of the S's, right? So I still wouldn't say it's a long one. It's not like the ones that take place at Nürburgring or the Daytona, which tends to run longer. And then Melbourne Autocross is fairly short, medium short, right? And then, of course, the last one was at Daytona motorcycle course. Doesn't matter which iteration it is, they tend to run a bit longer. All right, so those are the 7 autocrosses. And the drag races, okay, there are 4 of them. Very first tier, very first event, Dubai Grand Prix. Doesn't matter where they take place. I honestly don't think it really matters, but we get different background. There you go. And then the second iteration, Tier 7 at Monza Road Course. And then the next instance, you're going to see it, Tier 11, taking place at Nürburgring. It's going to be a night race for the Grand Prix circuit. And the last one is going to be in Tier 13, taking place at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. So there you go. And then eliminations. There are 5 eliminations. So these are obviously timed events. So you have to survive for 2 minutes 20 seconds, no matter where it's taking place. So first one, Tier 3 at Melbourne. And back in the day when AI was not as advanced, you can, in these like narrower street circuits, you can play the kind of a roadblock, turn your car sideways in one of the more curvy sections of the circuit and just block everybody. And then all the opponents will line up and just trying to push you. And before you know it, you win the race and you hardly used any of your service bars. Now, the AI's gotten clever. So they figured out they can get around you, which they do. So that tactics are less reliable these days. Anyway, and then next instance of the elimination is going to be in Tier 6, taking place at Suzuka East. And then the third one, Tier 14, it's a big jump there, taking place at Bathurst Circuit, Mount Panorama, morning rendition. And then the next fourth iteration of elimination taking place at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit. And then final elimination in the final tier 20 taking place at Nürburgring sprint circuit, and it's going to be a night race. All right, so those are the 5 eliminations. And up next, endurance. We got 4 endurance races. So if you got some fast TSM friends, then your target distance may be a bit longer. Otherwise, if it's your normal flag bots, then they generally don't go. I mean, they might go into like early teens, which is not that difficult to defeat. But when you get into the TSM bots on certain circuits, you may end up with just impossible distance that you have to cover. So when that happens, go offline. When you first load the race at the top of your grid, you may still have some faster TSM bots do show up. Just quit. Don't leave the race, just do the retry. Generally, it takes care of your just generally it replaces your grid with flag bots only, which is much more manageable. But anyway, this one, the first elimination or endurance takes place at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix circuit. It's going to be in tier 2. Next one is going to be in tier 9. This one taking place at Dubai International Circuit. And then the third endurance takes place at Porsche Test Track Dynamic Circuit. It's not the infinite endurance that you need a short on-road circuit. A dynamic circuit is not going to work out for you. It's a kind of tricky one, isn't it? Very technical circuit. And then the last endurance taking place at Catalonia National, and that's going to be in tier 17. So those are the 4 endurances. And the head-to-head, we got 2. First one in tier 4. This one taking place at Porsche Test Track Long On-Road Circuit. It should be a single lapper. Yep. And then the other head-to-head is going to be in tier 19 at Dubai National Circuit. Another single lap head-to-head. And the other category of single lap races, Hunter. All right, we got two hunters. Pretty late in the series here. Tier 16 is the first one that you see. This one taking place at Spa, and then the other one in Tier 19 at Hockenheim National. So that's that. And the last of the single lap event, speed record. We got two of those as well. First one taking place in Tier 8 at Bugatti Circuit, and then the other one in Tier 16 at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit. Right, and then as I said, there are 8 speed snaps. All right, so first one taking place at Suzuka East. So that's gonna be a fairly quick one, right? Depending on how many attempts you have to make. Now, speed snap at Daytona. Even though it's a speed snap, for a speed snap, it is one of the longer ones. They start you kind of further back in the interior section of the circuit, so you have to that section really does not matter because the checkpoint for your speed for the speed snap takes place on the outer rim, So that's that, and then the next one is going to be in Tier 6 at Hockenheim Grand Prix. That one's a pretty short one. And let's see, what's the next one? Tier 8. Right, this one at Porsche Test Track Dynamic Circuit. It's like right after how you exit the corkscrew. So that's also pretty typically have a pretty low speed target for that one as well. So that's that. And then next one, Tier 11, we got another one at Daytona, this one at road course. And as I've mentioned earlier, whether it's road course or motorcycle course, it's gonna be a bit longer than other circuits for a speed snap event. But it's still speed snap, so it's not gonna be that long, right? And the next one is gonna take place at the 24-hour circuit in Tier 13. And that is the Tetra Rouge, right? So heading down the first section of the Mulsanne Strait is where the checkpoint is. So this car should be able to take that Tetra Rouge flat out. I mean, this one's pretty well balanced, very grippy. So that's that. And also, by the way, this car is also featured as this week's time trial car, and I believe this may be the fastest car. At least just after like first day's attempt, I am in rank B, so 100 gold, So, and one of my accounts, I am pretty close to rank A. So we'll see. Maybe this is the week that I get back into the rank A. I haven't been in rank A in a long time. Boy. But anyway. So that's Tier 13. Next one. Speed Snap number 7. You'll find it in Tier 18. This one taking place at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit. And where does that take place? I don't remember. But it might be on the sort of the back end of the circuit, I think. But anyway, and then last speed snap taking place at Catalunya Grand Prix, and I think that one's fairly short too. So those are the 8 speed snaps, right? And 3 time trials. First one, Tier 5 at Nürburgring Grand Prix. Look at that time. Minute 10 at Nürburgring Grand Prix. That is blazingly fast. Of course, that is the fastest time somebody has put down. And then the next time trial at Bugatti Circuit, under a minute, 58 seconds. That is, once again, this car's really good. One of my favorites. So much so, I've even VIP'd it. So, yeah. Anyway, and then the last iteration of time trial, Tier 15, takes place at Silverstone Grand Prix. It's Aston Martin. You gotta get it in a British circuit, right? Okay, so those are the 3 time trials, and let's check out all the Cup events then. Tier 1, we got Leipzig Circuit, Porsche Test Track Dynamic Circuit, 3-lapper. Shouldn't take very long. And the Tier 2, we got Cup at Daytona Motorcycle Course. 2 laps. So, once again, not terribly long. And not terribly long, meaning payout is not that great either. But at least you'll get through it quicker, right? And Tier 3, we got the Cup at Hockenheim National. This one's going to be a 5-lapper. Hockenheim National, kind of medium short length circuit, so that shouldn't take too long either. Certainly not with this car. And Tier 4, we got the Brickyard Road Course 3-lapper Cup. So, alright. Nothing terribly long so far. And Tier 6, we got the Cup at Laguna Seca. This one's going to be an 8-lapper, so that's a bit on a longer end of the spectrum. And Tier 7, we got the Cup as Silverstone National Circuit. 10 laps, but National Circuit is the shortest track version at Silverstone, so that's not too long. And then Tier 8, we got the Cup at Mount Panorama. Now that's a real full-length circuit, right? Let's see how many laps we got. We got 5 laps. So that's a decent length. But with a car like this, you hope we get a little bit longer races, right? Because unfortunately, in the bonus series, there aren't too many long races featuring this car. You know, in the flight of the Valkyrie, little disappointing. But anyway, moving on, Tier 9, the Cup is going to take place at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix Circuit. 6 laps. All right, so lap count getting a little bit higher. And then Tier 11, we got a Cup at Spa. How many laps do we get to run? 8 laps, so that's a good length. You know, the payout should be pretty decent. So that's something to look forward to, I suppose. And then Tier 12, we got a Cup at the Brickyard Road Course. And this is going to be a 10-lapper. All right. So once you start getting into 10 lap, the double-digit lap count, you know it's going to be, you know, I mean, as long as it's not like a super short circuit, like, oh gosh, like Dubai Oval or Catalunya Club or, you know, Monza Junior Circuit. You know, 10 laps actually is starting to get, you know, you start to feel it, the length, right, of the race. And then what tier are we on? 13? Yeah, we got the Hockenheim Grand Prix night race. This is going to be a night lap cup. Nine lap cup at nighttime. So, yeah, that's a pretty decent length. And tier 14, we got a Daytona Road Course Cup. And this one's going to be an 8-lapper. So, yeah, so this is kind of a second half of the series. We're starting to feature a bit lengthier races, which is good. I like that. And then tier 16, we got the Cup at Dubai Grand Prix, 9 laps. So yeah, that's a decent length. And then tier 17, we got a Cup at Nürburgring Grand Prix. And that's going to be a 10-lapper. Out of all the Grand Prix circuits, Nürburgring is one of the longer ones. So that should pay out pretty well. And then tier 18, we got a Cup at Suzuka Grand Prix. Another very lengthier side of the Grand Prix circuits. And this one, 9 laps. And then the king of all circuits in Real Racing 3, right? The 24-hour circuit, Le Mans 24-hour circuit, is the venue for Tier 19 Cup. And this one's going to be 4 laps, which I feel like we could have gotten longer lap count. But you know what? 4 laps perhaps is all we need. just to get through. If you want to run longer laps at 24-hour Le Mans circuit, there are proper LMP ones that you can race where you can get up to 10 laps, right? So yeah, and gosh, back in the day when we had oh gosh, which special event was that where we actually had a 12 lap cup as a final event to win the oh gosh, yeah, anyway, we had a 12 lap cup event at 24-hour circuit. Talk about endurance race. Anyway, the final tier 20 features a cup at Monza road course, and it's gonna be a 10 lapper. All right, so that does it for the overview of this exclusive series featuring beautiful Aston Martin Valkyrie. So coming up next, I'll probably try to make my way through this series, so stay tuned for that. But for now, that'll do it for this video. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.